Alright, Tanner, so today we're going to do a lesson on reading comprehension. And the first thing I want to do is give you this checklist. Okay? Okay, so this checklist is the checklist that we'll be using to do reading comprehension and to help you follow the steps to get the correct answers. Okay, so each time you get a reading passage with questions, you're going to use this checklist and go through each of the steps with a dry erase marker and check them off when you complete them with a dry erase marker. Okay, so let's read them together. Tanner's comprehension checklist. Okay, so the first step, read the passage out loud.
Read the passage out loud.
Yeah, read the passage out loud. So this is a passage, and the first step means to read the passage completely to yourself or out loud. Okay, so that would mean to read it. We're not going to read the whole thing right now, but let's read the first sentence.
Gail, the snail, was very sad. She felt like she was too plain.
Good. Okay, so let's stop there. So the first step of the checklist is to read the passage out loud. So do we do that? Yes. So check off the first one. Good. Okay. So the next one, let's read the next step.
Read the
Question.
and
Answer. Choices. Okay, so for this reading passage, there's no answer choices. For this one, there are answer choices. So if you were to be completing this checklist for this reading passage, you would read the questions, not yet, read the questions and all of the answer choices it provides. But since we're using this one, you're just going to read the questions out loud. So read the first question out loud.
Why was Gail sad?
Why was Gail sad? Good. So you're going to read all of the questions to yourself as the next step. So why don't you read the second one?
What did Gail do to her shell?
Good. What did Gail do to her shell? So we read the question and answer choices. But for this one, there are no answer choices, so we just read the questions. So did you complete the step? Yeah, so check off the second one. Good job. Okay, so let's read the next step. Highlight
Of or
underline passage
for key
words
from question.
Good job. So we're going to highlight or underline the passage for keywords from the questions. So the first question you read to me said, why was Gail sad? So let's look for the word sad in the passage, and you see it. Good job. So underline that with your pencil. It's okay. Good. So you saw sad in the passage from the question. So why might we do this? Why do you think we would underline the word sad in the passage?
The girl was so sad because he couldn't plan.
He's too plain, right?
Too plain.
He thinks he's too plain. So the reason why we're going to do this when we're completing our checklist is because if you identify words from the questions in the passage, it will help you to... Isaac, where are you going? At that other table? Okay, that's fine. It will help you to answer the question correctly. So if you find words in the question, also in the passage, you can go back and say, hey, why was Gail sad? You see it says sad here. Gail, the snail, was very sad.
Yeah.
Right, so that doesn't answer the question. So you would keep, you would keep going. She felt like she was too plain. So there's the answer. We found the key words, sad, sad.
Sad.
Don't do anything yet. Sad, sad.
Sad, sad.
And it says she felt like she was too plain. So there's your answer. And when you did this, passage the other day, you said it was because she was too plain. So that was correct. That was very good. So did we highlight or underline words from the question in the passage? Yeah, we did. So check off the next step. Very good. Awesome job. All right. So now we've read the passage, we've read the questions, and we've underlined a word, right? Tanner?
Yes.
We've done all that. We've checked off all of these steps. Next, we're going to reread the questions. Now, before you do anything, why do you think we would reread a question? We already read it. Why do you think we would reread it?
I already read it. See?
You already read it, right. You already read the questions, but why do you think we would read them again? The next step of your checklist says reread questions.
Read questions.
Okay, so we would reread the questions because maybe the first time we didn't quite understand what they meant. Maybe we would find something that we missed before. So rereading the questions just helps you to understand the question more and gives you another chance to look back in the passage to find the question, okay? So let's reread the question.
Why was Gail sad?
Why was Gail sad? Good job. So we already know that answer. Gail was sad because he thought he was too plain, right? So the next step says reread the questions. Did we do that? We reread the first question. Good. So you can check off the next step.
Check.
Good job. All right. So now it says answer. Sorry, you read it.
The question. Correct.
Correctly.
Correctly.
Good. So the last step of the checklist says answer the question correctly. Now this is what you're going to try to do. You're going to try your best. You're going to try to answer all of the questions correctly. So when you feel that you have answered the questions correctly, after you read your reading passage, you will check this box. So since we're not doing it, actually you've already done this one. You've written your answer, and do you feel that you got it correct?
I feel correct.
You think it's correct? Good. So if you think that you answered your question or circled your correct answer, if it's not where you write it out, if you have multiple options, when you feel you've answered all of them correctly, then you can check the last step in your checklist. Good. So did we answer all of the questions on this one? Did we? Yeah, we did. Very good. So you checked the last step. Good. So, Tanner, have we done all of the steps in the comprehension checklist? Did we check them all off? Yeah, we did. Very good. So, if you were assigned this reading passage with these questions, and you went through all of the steps on your checklist, then you should be all set. And the reason why we might be doing this is because it's just a way to help you learn a strategy to get to the right answer in the end. So by reading the passage, by going over the questions and rereading them and finding key words in the passage, it will help you find the correct answer to the questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.